Pak American Skilled Women Organization Paswo expressed its unique bond with Congresswoman Clarke by celebrating her birthday, which was largely attended by Pak American community members and other distinguished personalities. Addressing the function, Congresswoman Clarke thanked CEO Paswo for remembering and celebrating her birthday. She appreciated Paswo's work for feeding the needy and arranging mega giveaway on Thanksgiving Day. Mr. Markmeyer Appel on this occasion said Congresswoman Clarke has always been a role model. He said that American Muslims, Christians and Jews celebrate Thanksgiving Day to thank Almighty God for giving us life, health and blessings. Bryant Gottlieb said that Front Show Toys for Tots partnered with Paswo on Thanksgiving Day to help those who don't have. He appreciated Atiya Shehnaz and her team for great community services.
Paswo, thank you for celebrating my birthday with me. My birthday was on Sunday, November 21st, and Atiya never forgets. She always remembers just to reach out and to wish me well. And I wanted to come back to Brooklyn and come by and see all of the good work that continues to take place in the Pakistani American community. I knew that as we approach Thanksgiving, there will be an extra effort to feed those amongst us who are struggling to feed themselves. And true to form, Paswo has been out there feeding those in our communities who need to be fed and who need to have a wholesome meal so that they too can give thanks this time of year. And as you said, Atiya, Thanksgiving is such a lovely, lovely word, but with it comes a meaning, and that is not only being thankful ourselves for life and all that Allah has provided, but being able to share those blessings with others around us and giving to others. And that's what Thanksgiving is truly about. So I am just happy to see that you continue to be a blessing to the people of our community, and that you took the time out to celebrate my birthday with me.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Let me close by saying that, you know, we've had a very challenging time in Washington, D.C. We want to make sure that our families are made whole after all that we have experienced with the COVID-19 pandemic. And we did a number of things when President Joe Biden came into office. The first was the American Rescue Plan, because we wanted to make sure that those who are really, really, really just struggling, and in New York, we know we went through a really bad time because we were where the virus hit first in the north part of America. And we had no masks, we had no hand sanitizer, we didn't have anything to protect ourselves from a very contagious virus. And now that the Biden administration has come in, people are vaccinated, children are going back to school, we are providing resources to families directly so that their children can be fed and clothed, and that we can build a bridge to a more prosperous society. That's what the rescue plan was able to do. But we know that that's not enough, because we have reached a point in our country where we need to build a strong nation, a stronger nation. And part of that is making sure that our roads, our bridges, our tunnels are all modern day, that we convert and begin changing over the way that we use energy, because we know that the energy we currently use is tied directly to the change in climate that the world is experiencing. Yeah. And that change in climate has made it very dangerous for human life on our own planet. We have not been good stewards. And so this investment that we are making right now will be to mitigate the damages that we've already done, and hopefully leave for our children a more modern society that is respectful of the environment in which we live and in which they live. Because without that respect for our environment, we will be victims of what climate change can do. And we already saw with Hurricane Ida, so many right here in New York City were flooded out. Some people lost their lives in their own home. And we cannot allow that to progress and expand without doing everything we can to save human life and to build a resilient infrastructure. So that piece is coming. And in addition to that, we just passed in the House the Build Back Better Act, which is so very important, again, for our future. I look at my girlfriends there, 8 years old and 5 years old, and I had the blessing of being able to grow up in this neighborhood with all of the resources and support that I needed to be a healthy young girl growing into adulthood. We want to make sure that our children that are coming up in this generation have that same opportunity, and that all the resources, whether it's universal pre-K or childcare or opportunities for families to take care of their elders, that it doesn't cause a crisis economically for our families. And so we've created programs to help our families. My parents are 87 years old. 87 years old. And so I'm blessed to have them in my life, but I know as they grow older, they're gonna need support. They're gonna need help. And that's what we're able to do through Build Back Better. And there's so many other very important provisions. One of the things that you all know I have been really fighting for, and we're getting closer, and that's immigration reform. In this bill, what we are able to do is provide something called humanitarian parole. And that means that people who have been in the U.S. for many, many years, but don't have the documents, will be able to apply for this humanitarian parole, which gives them the ability to receive a work permit. And that will last for 5 years with an additional 5 years. Within that time, we must pass comprehensive immigration reform. We are protecting people now, but they need to be able to live out their full lives, their dreams, their aspirations. They need to be able to travel back home to visit with their families and be able to live a life out front and full building of our civil society. And I'm excited that that day is coming and that we are making sure that it happens. But this is a democracy. And the way in which we are able to make things happen to alleviate human suffering and to bring people into the fullness of being a part of America is by voting. By voting. Because it's a democracy. And a simple way of looking at it is, when we don't vote, we are allowing others to determine our destiny. When we do vote, we're taking the power of the democracy into our own hands to direct our own destiny. So I want to encourage everyone, every election, every single one, we must continue to go out and vote. The Pakistani American community makes the difference in every election. In every election. And so we want to encourage everyone to continue to go out and make that difference. So to each and every one, this is the day before Thanksgiving, where I'm giving thanks for the women of Paswo, Atia, and the relationship and the bond that we have built. And to all those who have supported this organization, many of the men in this room, let me thank you for seeing the value in what these women have put together and what it means for our community. It is a shining example that the rest of the nation can emulate. in how we take care of one another. And let me just say once again, thank you, thank you, thank you for celebrating my birthday with me.
Thank you, thank you.
Being here tonight is so special. I wouldn't miss it for anything, you know? That once a year and every week for the last year and a half, you've been out there in the community giving food and supplies and clothing and helping out the people overcome our crisis. I also want to congratulate the Congresswoman on her birthday. I know we're a day late, but birthdays are all the time. And the Congresswoman, who I've known for over a decade, has always been a model. And you said it right when you said that we emulate, that this community should be duplicated around the world, around America, where a community has always gotten along together. All cultures, all religions. And as we approach Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is a holiday that transcends religion. It passes religion. It goes through everybody. We all celebrate Thanksgiving. Whether we're Christian, Jews, Muslims, Thanksgiving is a day of saying thank you to the Lord Almighty for giving us life, giving us health, and giving us blessing. So may we all be blessed with a happy and healthy year, and God bless all. Thank you, Atia.
Thank you so much. I want to request one more person, Gottlieb Brian, please come. He sponsored today the prize to our kids. He's from the Port Shore. So please share your...
Front shore.
Thank you, Atia. Today truly is a blessing. As we get ready to celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow and to be thankful for everything that we have, being able to join together and partner with Paswo and all the volunteers and everyone who helped put today's event together to give something to people who don't have, to help to be able to improve our community, to be able to give people who are going without food that they need to survive.
Yeah.
And be able to give them something that they could rest upon in terms of having dignity and respect. And that's truly an honor and a blessing. And with everything that we all have, that's something that I'm truly most thankful for, being able to partner with Paswo, with Atia. So thank you for everything that you do and the organization does. And thank you to everybody who had a hand in putting today together. It truly is a wonderful and beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Always you bring smiles on our kids. Thank you so much. Now it's time to celebration. Give me a 2 minutes only.
उधर देखो उधर फोटो सही वो नहीं हो सकता